Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that tells the story of Abraham Lincoln's life. In 2009, the U.S. Mint released 4 special Lincoln cents, showing his journey from boyhood to the presidency. Many people didn't notice them at all, but collectors quickly realized these coins hold more than a date. They can show rare features, mistakes, and high-quality condition that make them worth attention. Today we'll break down each design and see why these modern pennies can be anything but ordinary. First up is the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Birth and Early Childhood in Kentucky cent, the very first coin released in the 4-part series created to honor the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This penny is often called the birthplace cent or the log cabin penny, and it is one that countless people have spent or stored away without ever giving it much attention. The example described here is a circulated coin, showing clear signs of everyday use, yet it still carries a meaningful story connected to one of America's most admired presidents. This special cent was issued in 2009 to mark Lincoln's early beginnings. Abraham Lincoln was born in Kentucky in 1809, and his childhood was shaped by simple living and hard work. The log cabin shown on the back of this coin represents the modest home where Lincoln spent his earliest years. By choosing this design as the first release in the series, the United States Mint wanted to show where Lincoln's journey began, long before leadership, power, or fame entered his life. The year 2009 itself adds important context to this coin. The United States was facing a difficult economic period following a major financial downturn. Many families were focused on stretching their budgets and meeting daily needs. Coin collecting was not a priority for most people, and pennies were used heavily in everyday transactions. Because of this, very few of these bicentennial cents were set aside carefully when they were new. On the front of the coin is the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln that Americans have seen on the penny for generations. The date 2009 stands out as the bicentennial year of his birth. There is no mint mark on this coin, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins without a mint mark from this period were widely released into circulation, which explains why circulated examples like this one are still easy to find today. The reverse design is simple but meaningful. The log cabin is small and plain, symbolizing Lincoln's humble beginnings. When freshly struck, the cabin's lines and wood details were crisp and easy to see. Over time, circulation quickly softened these details. On most coins today, the roof lines, door, and logs appear worn down, and the surface often looks dull or uneven. This particular coin shows typical signs of circulation. Light scratches, small nicks, darkened areas, and uneven color are all common. The original copper shine is gone, replaced by a darker tone that comes from years of handling. Coins in this kind of average condition are extremely common and usually worth only their face value of 1 cent. Millions of these bicentennial cents were produced to meet public demand. Because so many were made, the majority of examples are not rare at all. That is why most people overlook them. However, what makes this coin interesting to collectors are the rare exceptions that stand out from the rest. During production, the mint was working quickly, and the equipment was under heavy use. Because of this, a small number of coins were struck with noticeable errors. Some coins were struck off-center, leaving part of the design missing. Others show doubled letters or numbers, where parts of the design appear slightly repeated. A few rare examples were struck on the wrong type of metal planchet, making them look and feel different from normal pennies. Collectors value these error coins because they reveal mistakes that were never meant to leave the mint. A strong and clear error from this design can sell for $30,000 or more, depending on how bold and visible the mistake is. These coins are scarce, and when one appears for sale, collectors often compete aggressively. Condition also plays an important role for the finest examples. While most coins were circulated, a very small number avoided everyday use entirely. High-grade survivors with sharp detail, clean surfaces, and strong visual appeal are extremely difficult to find. Some of these top-condition coins have sold for over $59,000 at auction, simply because so few exist. Experts believe that if a completely flawless example of this birthplace cent were ever discovered and certified, it could reach $98,000 or more. A perfect penny from a year when most coins were heavily used would be considered a major modern rarity. Many collectors believe one could still be hidden away in a sealed roll, an old collection, or a forgotten box of change. This coin also carries an important message for collectors. It shows that value does not always depend on age or precious metal. History, rarity, errors, and condition all play a role. Even a worn, ordinary-looking penny can become valuable if it has the right feature. The lesson here is simple and worth remembering. Never ignore a coin just because it looks common or well-used. Taking a closer look can sometimes lead to surprising discoveries. A valuable Lincoln Bicentennial cent could still be sitting quietly in a coin jar, a drawer, or an old container of change, waiting for someone to notice its true importance. Next up, we're taking a closer look at a coin many people have handled but very few have ever stopped to really study. It's the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coin with the professional life reverse. At first glance, this penny looks ordinary and well used, the kind of coin you might find at the bottom of a purse, in pocket change, or inside an old jar at home. Some examples appear dark, dull, or uneven in color from years of circulation. But behind this familiar copper-colored coin is a deeper story tied to Abraham Lincoln, American history, and a small number of rare examples that have surprised collectors with just how valuable they can become. This coin was released in 2009 during a special program created to honor the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. To mark this occasion, the United States Mint issued 4 different reverse designs, each one showing an important stage of Lincoln's life. The professional life design was the third release in the series. It focuses on the years when Lincoln worked as a lawyer and served as a lawmaker in Illinois, long before he became president. This design highlights Lincoln as a working man, earning respect through hard work, education, and determination. The timing of this release is important. The year 2009 was a difficult period for the United States. The country was still dealing with the effects of a major financial crisis. Jobs were scarce, businesses were closing, and many families were struggling. During this time, most people were not thinking about saving pennies. Coin production continued, but public interest in collecting small change was very low. As a result, most of these Lincoln Bicentennial cents went straight into circulation and were used every day. On the front of the coin, we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln that has appeared on the penny for decades. The words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" are clearly shown, along with the date 2009. This familiar design connects the coin to generations of American history. On the back, the professional life design shows a young Lincoln standing confidently in front of the Illinois state capitol. He holds papers in his hand, symbolizing his work as a lawyer. The building behind him represents his early political career and the foundation of his future leadership. The artwork is detailed, but those fine details are often the first to wear away once the coin enters circulation. Most examples of this coin show clear signs of everyday use. Surfaces are often dull, with dark spots, black shading, or uneven toning. The fine lines in Lincoln's clothing and the details of the Capitol building may look soft or faded. This kind of wear is completely normal. Millions of these coins were made, and millions were spent. In average circulated condition, these pennies are very common and usually worth only face value. So why do collectors care about this coin at all? The answer lies in the rare exceptions. While most 2009 professional life cents are ordinary, a very small number stand out because of unusual minting errors or special characteristics. During this busy production year, mistakes happened. Some coins were struck off-center, leaving part of the design missing. Others show doubled letters or numbers, where parts of the text appear slightly repeated. A few were even struck on the wrong type of metal planchet, creating coins that look and feel different from normal pennies. Collectors value these error coins because they are rare and because they tell a story about how coins are made. These mistakes were never meant to leave the mint, yet a small number escaped into circulation. When an error is bold and easy to see, it can turn a simple penny into a highly desirable collectible. Condition can also play a role, though this is much less common for this coin. A very small number of 2009 professional life cents survived in unusually high condition. These coins avoided circulation entirely and kept bright surfaces, strong detail, and clean fields. Finding one like this is extremely difficult, especially because this design often shows weak details even when new. Auction results show just how strong demand can be for the rarest examples. While normal circulated coins sell for very little, major error examples have reached prices of $29,000 or more when the mistake is dramatic and clearly visible. Collectors compete fiercely for these coins because they appear so rarely. Even more surprising are the prices paid for top-condition survivors. A nearly flawless example of the professional life cent certified at the highest grading levels has sold for over $50,000 at auction. That price reflects extreme rarity, not the metal value of the coin. Experts believe that if a truly perfect example were ever discovered and certified, it could exceed $97,000. Such a coin would rank among the finest modern Lincoln cents ever known. What makes this penny especially interesting is the lesson it teaches. Value does not always come from age or precious metal. Sometimes it comes from history, rarity, and the unexpected. A dark, worn penny might seem unimportant, but the right error or condition can change everything. The collector lesson is simple. Never ignore a coin just because it looks ordinary or worn. Even a circulated penny from 2009 can hold hidden value if it has a rare feature. Take a moment to look closely at dates, designs, and details. A valuable Lincoln Bicentennial cent could still be out there today, waiting quietly in plain sight. Next up is the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial cent featuring the formative years reverse, a design that many people recognize but few truly understand. At first glance, it looks like just another modern penny. It is small, copper-colored, and easy to overlook. Yet this particular design carries a powerful story, and in certain cases, it has surprised collectors with values far beyond what most people expect from a 1-cent coin. This coin shows Abraham Lincoln as a young man, long before he became president. He is taking a short break from hard physical work, sitting with a book in his hands while an axe rests nearby. It is a quiet scene, but it speaks volumes. It reflects Lincoln's deep desire to learn and improve himself, even during a difficult and humble upbringing. The example we're talking about here is in excellent condition, with strong shine and sharp details, and it has no visible mint mark. That tells us it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced a large number of these coins for everyday use. The Lincoln Bicentennial cents were issued in 2009 to honor the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Instead of using just one design, the United States Mint released 4 different reverse designs throughout the year. Each one represented a different stage of Lincoln's life. These stages included his early childhood in Kentucky, his formative years in Indiana, his professional life in Illinois, and finally his presidency in Washington, D.C. The formative years design focuses on a time when Lincoln was shaping his values, work ethic, and love of learning. The year 2009 itself was an important moment in American history. The country was still dealing with the effects of a major economic downturn. Many people were worried about jobs, savings, and the future. Coins moved quickly through circulation as people used cash more carefully. At the same time, the Lincoln Bicentennial program caught the attention of the public. Some people spent these coins as soon as they received them, while others carefully saved rolls or folders, hoping they might someday be worth more. This mix of heavy circulation and widespread saving created an unusual situation. Millions of coins were made, and many survived in uncirculated condition. Because of this, most 2009 formative years cents are still very common today. Even bright, shiny examples often sell for only a small amount above face value. Simply being clean or uncirculated does not automatically make this coin rare or valuable. On the front of the coin, we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln that has appeared on the cent for over a century. The date 2009 is clearly shown, marking the bicentennial year. Since there is no mint mark beneath the date, we know this coin was struck in Philadelphia. The obverse design ties the coin to a long tradition, while the reverse design adds something new and meaningful. The reverse is where this coin truly stands out. Lincoln is shown seated on a log wearing simple clothing. The book in his hands represents education, while the axe beside him represents hard labor. When the coin is well struck, the details in the folds of his clothing, the texture of the logs, and the shape of the book are sharp and easy to see. On high-quality examples, the original luster still flows across the surface, giving the coin a balanced and attractive appearance. Because so many people save these coins, collectors must look beyond normal examples to find something special. What really separates an ordinary formative years cent from a valuable one is the presence of errors or exceptional quality. During large production runs, small mistakes can happen. Some coins show doubled letters in the date or in the words "In God We Trust and Liberty." Others may be struck slightly off-center, causing part of the design to sit closer to the edge. There are also rare cases where these cents were struck on the wrong type of metal planchet. These mistakes are not easy to spot, but they can be confirmed through careful inspection and professional grading. Coins with clear and dramatic errors are much harder to find than normal examples, and this is where collector interest increases sharply. At auction, error coins from the formative years design have brought strong results. Well-defined double-die examples and bold off-center strikes have sold in the $15,000 to $25,000 range, depending on how visible the error is and how well the coin has been preserved. These prices are not based on copper value. They are driven by rarity, demand, and the excitement of owning something unusual. Condition still matters at the highest level, but in a very specific way. While many uncirculated coins exist, only a tiny number meet the strictest grading standards. Coins with perfect color, clean surfaces, strong strikes, and no visible marks under magnification are far rarer than most people realize. One top-graded formative years cent, certified with outstanding eye appeal, sold for more than $56,000 at a major auction. Some experts believe that if a truly flawless example were offered today, one with ideal strike, color, and surfaces, it could reach prices as high as $93,000. Even though many coins were saved, perfection is extremely difficult to achieve. Small contact marks or tiny weaknesses often prevent coins from reaching the very top grades. Collectors are drawn to this coin for more than just money. The design tells a meaningful story about growth, learning, and determination. It reminds people that great leaders often begin with humble beginnings. That message gives the coin lasting appeal, especially for collectors who value history as much as rarity. There is also an important lesson here. Modern coins should not be ignored simply because they are recent. At the same time, not every shiny coin is valuable. Learning what to look for, understanding errors, and recognizing top-quality examples can make a huge difference. Careful observation is often rewarded in the world of coin collecting. A special 2009 formative years cent could still be waiting in a roll from the bank, a collector folder, or a box saved years ago. Taking the time to look closely can uncover more than just a coin. It can reveal a piece of history. Next up is the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Center with the Presidency in Washington, D.C. reverse, the fourth and final design in the special series created to honor the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This coin completes Lincoln's life story as told on circulating U.S. cents, focusing on his time as president during one of the most difficult and defining periods in American history. The example described here appears to be uncirculated or very close to it, with strong details and only light surface marks. That kind of condition is fairly common for this design, since many people recognized its importance and chose to save it when it was released. This final Lincoln Bicentennial design was issued late in 2009, closing out a 4-coin program that followed Lincoln's journey from his early childhood to the presidency. By the time this cent entered circulation, the public already understood the meaning of the series. Many collectors had been watching closely all year and were ready for the final release. Because of that, a large number of clean examples were set aside almost immediately, especially compared to the earlier designs that saw heavier everyday use. The history behind this coin adds to its importance. Lincoln's presidency took place during the Civil War, when the nation was deeply divided and its future was uncertain. The reverse of the coin shows the U.S. Capitol building as it looked during Lincoln's time in office, still under construction. Scaffolding can be seen around the dome, a powerful symbol of a country that was unfinished but still moving forward. Including this image on the final design was intentional, reminding people that even during crisis the nation continued to build and grow. The year 2009 itself also carried meaning. The United States was recovering from a major economic downturn, and many families were focused on stability and rebuilding. Coins continued to circulate as usual, but interest in special designs was strong. Unlike many modern cents that go unnoticed, the Lincoln Bicentennial coins were talked about, collected, and stored away. This behavior directly affected how many well-preserved examples exist today. On the front of the coin is the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln that has appeared on the cent since 1909. The date 2009 stands out clearly, marking the bicentennial year. Many examples do not show a mint mark, which means they were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and intended for wide circulation. This was not a limited collector-only issue, even though many people treated it like one. The reverse design is detailed and rich in symbolism. It shows the Capitol dome mid-construction with visible framework and structure. The words United States of America appear across the top while 1 cent and E pluribus unum are placed below. Near the design is a small SG identifying Susan Gamble as the designer. When the coin is struck well, the lines of the building are sharp and the overall design feels balanced and strong. Because so many people save these coins early, uncirculated and near uncirculated examples are relatively easy to find today. Coins like the one described, with good detail and only minor marks, are common in collections. In most cases they sell for only a small premium over face value. This is an important point for collectors. High condition by itself does not always lead to high value, especially when large numbers of similar coins exist. Millions of these cents were produced, and that large mintage keeps most examples affordable. Bright, clean coins often appear in rolls, albums, and old mint sets. This is very different from older Lincoln cents that were rarely saved in quantity. Because of this, collectors usually look for something beyond normal condition when assigning serious value to this design. That added value often comes from minting errors or rare varieties. With large production runs, mistakes can and do happen. Some presidency cents show doubled lettering in the date or inscriptions. Others may be struck slightly off-center, causing part of the design to be closer to the rim. In rare cases, coins were struck on the wrong type of metal planchet, creating noticeable differences in weight and color. These coins were never meant to leave the mint, which is why collectors find them so appealing. Major error examples of the 2009 presidency cent have produced stunning auction results. Coins with clear and dramatic errors have sold for $160,000 or more, depending on the type and visibility of the mistake. These prices are driven by rarity and demand, not by age or metal value. Collectors pay for the story and the mistake that created something unique. Condition can still matter at the very highest level, but only in special cases. While many uncirculated coins exist, only a very small number meet the strictest grading standards. Coins with perfect color, clean surfaces, and razor-sharp details under magnification are much rarer than most people realize. One of the finest known examples of the 2009 presidency cent sold for over $210,000 at auction, reflecting how few coins truly stand at the top. Some experts believe that if a flawless example were ever discovered and certified at the highest possible grade, it could exceed $275,000. Even though many coins were saved, true perfection is extremely hard to achieve. Tiny marks, weak strikes, or slight color changes often prevent coins from reaching that level. A perfect survivor would be considered one of the finest modern Lincoln cents ever produced. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only because it completes the Bicentennial series, but because of what it represents. It captures Lincoln's leadership during the nation's greatest test and symbolizes unity, progress, and unfinished work. That deeper meaning adds lasting appeal beyond face value. There is also a clear lesson here. A coin does not have to be old to be valuable. Modern coins can command strong prices when rarity, condition, and history come together. At the same time, most examples remain common, even in nice shape. Knowing how to tell the difference is what turns curiosity into informed collecting. Taking the time to study coins like this can be rewarding. A clean cent may be ordinary, while a rare error or top condition piece can be worth a fortune. Careful inspection and patience matter. A valuable 2009 presidency in Washington, D.C. cent could still be sitting quietly in a collection, a roll from the bank, or a folder saved years ago. For collectors, that possibility keeps the search exciting and reminds us that every coin has a story waiting to be discovered.